and granted CP, it was negotiated at that time that rather than a businessman Mike go over and try to get his business back, that he would agree to take 25% of the revenue instead. Now, based on your public meetings and information, and really stemming from INAC's new reporting requirement on chief and council salaries, because I personally don't think it's fair on how we're supposed to audit chief and council salaries, but that's fact. It's there and it is what it is, right? But every check that goes out to any council member, whether it's travel, whether it's a computer, whether it's whatever it is, has to be reported under that line item under new Indian Affairs rules. Because this arrangement was made, if Mike was not a council member, it would not be reported on your salaries there because it's not part of the salary. But Indian Affairs calls everything salary. It would have been recorded on your audited financial statements in another section of business expense.
Well, what do we need all these other representations
So now, you're
up there if you're doing all their jobs?
There's 25% revenue. You've had Mike say, I'm willing to negotiate the terms and conditions of that. And if you're asking earlier, how do we move forward from here? So far, there is a process and the door is open for you to how to move forward from here. And absolutely, that's what Mike said. I'll have my lawyer, I'll talk to my lawyer, and we'll negotiate a fair settlement. So, anyway, so far I'm trying to keep all the discussion, us move forward. I'll allow her and yourself, and then the...
He had his hand.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
I'd like to say that I'm not pleased with the agreement that the chief of council had made years ago. I think they've done your report too often. I hope that they can seek some sort of I don't know, some sort of restitution through the lawyer that gave them the very good information that this wasn't good deal because I can't see how anyone can do this. And at the time when the so-called
She'll be just went outside and Kate's up there.
BLT machines, how many BLTs were in that store?
Technically, if he sold the business, he gave the money for the business when he sold it.
What should have been, it should have been brought up about this agreement, and then the band would have made it and decided whether or not we wanted to go with this agreement.
Whatever amount of machines that
They
were
made a
there,
decision
you know,
based on them, a decision that had to come to the band.
The one woman said.
See, Brian's about to hit him.
Okay, thank you very much. Next.
My question was, is it the ban, the money for the board, you're supposed to say, is that coming from our ban money, or is it coming from the chief and council?
This is the same thing. The bet.
No, it ain't. No, no.
Are they individually paying for a lawyer, or is this ban money paying for?
This is your Ben lawyer. This is a lawyer that represents your First Nation on business matters.
So my question is that, am I able to contact the chairman and have him address the answer? Am I able to contact him because I want to put my input in the renegotiations of this contract with the Valley? I am a being member, he is representing us. I want to know, like, are we going to be part of this discussion to this new arrangement, this new financial arrangement between the store and the Valley? Because it is a band lawyer. It is our money that's paying for it, and I would just like to know if we, that all being said, if we are going to have an opinion, because it's quite clear that our opinion is no. Well, I think everyone would agree that our opinion is no, that we should not continue. But if we have only the council speaking for us, and the council is already okay with this agreement and it's ongoing, we're to be able to proceed with our input.
Sweater boys.
Alright. Just a suggestion before he answers that, and so that you can have proper dialogue, I'm going to recommend and suggest to have a talk with Mike that maybe during this part of the conversation he excuse himself and go downstairs till we're finished on talking about this. You know? Right? That way you can ask whatever question you want, right? This is the whole process of just removing somebody. But at the end of the day, I'll give the question back to the lawyer. I'd like to respond as best I can to that question. I think it's a good question, by the way, a good point. But it also involves the role of counsel. I am retained at present on behalf of the chief and counsel to represent band. I report back to the chief and counsel. I don't dictate what they do. I give them advice when asked. And then they decide under their constitution, the bylaws and regulations,
There's no
how to
constitution.
deal with that advice. This issue cries out to be reviewed. And certainly, if I were asked, I would recommend a consultative process where band members would not only have information given to them, but have input. I think it may very well, when the time comes, in the other businesses phase, for someone to make a motion that any government be first brought back to the band at a special meeting for approval. And this way here, you'll know before it's approved what happens. Now again, that's not my decision, but based on the comments, that's what I would recommend. And I think not only at a special meeting should you have the opportunity to hear and approve what the renegotiation will be, but I think it's appropriate to strike a committee and have representation of you on the renegotiation process itself. So you have some input as it's being renegotiated. That's the only way I can answer your question. I hope I can help. We'll allow one follow-up question, just to know. And I think that's a very good suggestion from outside independent point of view. I think that's a very good suggestion. One more follow-up question, and I'm going to move to Brian as the speaker. Can I have some order, please? 1 second. If we don't have order, maybe we'll need a break. If you wanted to break a break, that's free to do so. But we'll go back to this question. The one speaker from on, and we'll decide if we want to break from your Go ahead.
I was wondering, is there any place in the current contract that allows us to renegotiate that present agreement?
From what I know, it's no. I think what's being brought to the table in discussion today is strictly a voluntary measure from Mike's part to say we'll negotiate and move forward from here.
Okay, so at this point, there's no legal obligation, or there's no legal obligation to amend the current agreement the band has, or should we have?
No, but that's why he said it would need a lawyer to negotiate. I would have to inquire as to the original negotiation at the time the agreement of sale was entered into with the sale of the store, and inquire into the negotiations after the refusal of the certificate of possession, as to how this happened before being able to get legal advice
Meetings and
to
stuff
the
like
chief
this, and the
counsel
Department of
as to
Inland
whether
knew all
this
this was going on.
agreement can be reopened even without
They don't
Mr.
care as long as their numbers
Howard. I can't give you an answer without the information that I would need to be able to do that. But again, if chief and counsel asked me to inquire into that, I certainly would do so, and I would give them an opinion. All right, just based on our meeting and all that kind of stuff, maybe just get everybody to stretch, stand up for a second, just kind of everybody's
What is this guy?